Moonlight here. So check this out. I wanted to get into this the scripture verse I was looking at earlier. It's 2 Corinthians chapter 10. And it's pretty cool. And the reason why I say that is because Paul is coming to people. He's kind of letting people know a little bit about him. He wants them to know him in a different way. So he starts off, he's talking to the Corinthians. This is the second letter. But he touches on the elephant in the room, for lack of better words, is, hey, I know I'm a little edgy in those letters that I sent you guys, but in person I'm not really like that. I'm really a meek person. I'm not shy, but I'm very, I'm mild mannered. I'm calm, and I'm gonna be this way when I see you in person. And if I'm bold and I'm rough around the edges a little bit, I don't mean to do that to you guys, but he's like, I'm going to be clear. There are some people that I'm going to bring that energy to. There are some people that are saying that we're walking according to the flesh. And Paul just refuted that. He was like, no, that's not what's going on. We're not walking according to the flesh. However, we do walk in the flesh. We're not operating in carnality. We're not looking like the world in here in any ways that possible. So, but God has, and this is what he said. I don't want to just keep on talking about it. I want to get into it. This is what he says. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. So he's basically saying we're not operating like people in the world. We're a little different here. What he means by this is, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They're not carnal, right? Right there, he's letting you know the weapons that we're operating on, they're not carnal. We're not going to be, whatever you think carnal is, we're not going to go and do that. We're not going to be that way. So we're not operating in that way. Also, the weapons that we do operate in are mighty in God. They're God-given. They're mighty in God. And they're mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments, and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. So you want to break these things down because we don't want to read too fast. So we don't want to just jump in there and read just to say we read, but really what is he saying within the stuff that he's saying. So let's go deeper. When he's saying he's casting down arguments, stop right there. These weapons that are mighty in God are also specifically used for pulling down strongholds. Strongholds, whatever stronghold you can think of, because he didn't go into specifics right here. He didn't limit it. He just said strongholds. He didn't say which one. So reason why he's doing it is because there is no limits. We put limits on God. So whatever stronghold you can think of, whether it be alcoholism, whether it be pornography, whether it be just using foul language in whatever you think is foul language, not just what everyone else is saying. Some things that you say that you don't really like. For me, I'm not going to say. But yeah, whatever that stronghold is, you can pull it down in his name. And it's said right there. So if it's said in the scripture, then trust and believe that it's true. So pulling down strongholds, not any specifics, but it could be anything. Casting down arguments. Watch out. This is crazy. So if somebody is arguing, if you see someone, you can see a conversation going there, you have the ability to pray, knowing this scripture is there, and watch that argument stop. Is it going to happen every time? I don't know. Try it out and see. You know that God has said that this is possible and this is a thing that you can do. So go into it with that expectation. If he said you can do it, then why wouldn't it be possible? Try it. You can cast down arguments in his name. And it says, also, every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. So it's casting down arguments for every high thing that acknowledges itself or against the knowledge of God. It's really talking a lot about people that might be, I want to say, arrogant, or they flaunt in their own intelligence, and they think that is just everything. But no, it's God has given you everything, and you shouldn't operate in a way that you're so much smarter than someone else. I knew people like this, and it was really irritating, but because they thought that it was because of themselves, just as if salvation is something that you cannot attain by yourselves. Also your intelligence, also your looks, also your physical abilities. These things are God-given, and they should be acknowledged as such. And he goes on further down. I don't want to have too much on that. All of these things he's talking about, and then he wraps it up with this, and he does it for a reason. It says, bringing every thought into captivity. This is where take every thought captive. This is where that scripture is. That's what that is. Bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ. Pause. What is he saying? Take every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. Making sure that you do have these gifts and this power that God has given you. That's true. But make sure that you're checking your mind. Make sure that you know that these things have came from God, not you. Watch out. He's basically saying, watch out for pride. Don't allow this stuff to overtake you and you think that you're the new celebrity. That's not what this is. Check yourself. Make sure that you hear your thoughts and bring them to God. If you hear a thought that is not something that you think God will be in approval of, take it to him. Because chances are it's not your thought. It could be a planted thought by you know who. Or it could be your thought. But if you know that it's not of God, if you know that thought didn't come from God, take it to him. Ask him to help take that out of your mind. This is what taking every thought captive is. This is war. And sometimes the war starts here.